What might have been. So this is Selphia. Now then, I'd best head to the castle. My name is Arthur. Word arrived at the capital requesting an overseer for a certain castle. I was sent. Must the prince himself go? Some voiced this concern, but I would much rather keep such an entertaining duty for myself. Lady Ventiswill herself resides here. Something amusing is sure to happen. Selphia is not ruled by the king, but by the benevolent dragon Ventiswill. Because of that, its relationship with the royal family has been somewhat complicated. The castle gate is certainly impressive. Many of the castle's features are quite sizable, in fact. Perhaps to allow Lady Ventiswill easy passage? In that case, carts should also find it easy to pass through the doors. Very handy. While pondering this, I walked in and was greeted by an elderly butler. Ah, I presume you are the Lord Prince Lady Ventiswill spoke of? He called himself Volcanon. That I am, sir. I requested an audience with Lady Ventiswill and inquired about the state of the castle's affairs. The lady was as kind and gracious as the rumors had said, and even more dignified. The light shining through the ceiling above gave her a radiant, divine even, beauty. I see. With your wings, you can come and go freely without needing the gate. I nodded to myself in satisfaction, having solved the puzzle of Lady Ventiswill's movements. We went through the formalities of my official appointment, and I was shown to my rooms. This way, if you please, Lord Arthur. The rooms were comfortable, equipped with a desk, bed, and other necessities. I requested various records I would need, then sat to look over the documents I had brought. The head butler here is quite competent. So few staff means some things have gone undone, but it is remarkable how much they have accomplished with such small numbers. Here the ruler rules not by fear, but instead through cooperation. It was a far more wonderful system than I had expected. After that day, I worked my hardest to bring further peace and prosperity to Selphia. I think we shall put on a book reading. I sponsored town events and assigned a patrol to the night to keep monsters clear. Little by little, Selphia prospered. If possible, I'd like to hold larger, more profitable events such as festivals and the like. But being decreed by the Prince of Norad turns them into such formal affairs. Both the staff and Lady Ventiswill praised my skill. But I wish I could conduct business more freely, not as the prince, but as myself. At this rate, though the scenery may be changed, life is much as it was back at the capital. I suppose it is nice not to be subjected to the politics of the kingdom all day, though. With that wish ever in the back of my mind, time passed, each day much like the one before, year after year after year. Where am I? Wasn't I in the middle of something? Something tedious, and my mind was still fuzzy, but I forced myself to take stock of the situation. It seemed I had fallen asleep without realizing it. Slowly, I looked around. There was a person very close to me, singing softly. Hearing those gentle words filled me with a curious nostalgia. A moment later, the person smiled down at me and began stroking my hair. It was seeming more and more obvious that I'd fallen asleep, and fallen asleep somewhere far more comfortable than even the softest bed. Apparently, my pillow was a person. Ah, now I remember. I was on the lap of the one mistaken for royalty, who was now ruling in my stead. Though, if I recall, the message had said prince, not princess. How they mistook that, I'll never understand. It had all seemed terribly haphazard at first, but now I enjoyed that relaxed approach. I moved just enough to look up at the face of my beloved. Realizing I was awake, she startled and exclaimed, "It's not what you think!" You were moaning in your sleep, she continued, her face a bright cherry red. I didn't do anything. The way she told it, I'd been so loud she'd heard me from out in the hall. I see. That must have been the dream. I was dreaming. What kind of dream? She asked. Of a future, I told her. One that could have easily come to pass. Ah, she said, and tenderly took my hand in hers. Goodness, what she does without thinking. With that simple act, all my worries faded, like the dream. You are incredible. She looked at me in confusion. We were talking about your dream, she said, but I cut her off with a quiet, I love you. She pursed her lips into a pout, complaining that I was trying to distract her. And it was a distraction, I admit that. But I also wanted her to know my feelings. I mean it. I can no longer even conceive of a world without you in it. And with that, I laid my head back down upon her lap. Might I stay this way? Just a little longer? She huffed, but did not make me move. Ah, my beloved, expressing the depths of my feelings for you may be more tricky than any political deal. The end.